Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. On my way into work this morning, I had the radio on and a song came on. It was an old Johnny Cash song. I know some Johnny Cash songs, plenty maybe, but this is one I hadn't heard before. Many of you maybe had. It's I think called Farmer's Almanac, and it's in that Johnny Cash style that sounds a little bit like talking and a little bit like singing, but it had a catchy few things in there. And I just want to share something that I heard in that song that had a lot of wisdom, I guess, or caught my ear. And he says in the song, "Consolation for the things you lack is in the Farmer's Almanac." It says, "God gives us the darkness so we can see the stars." Based on what we're talking about, and so much of the Bible themes really revolve around that kind of idea. And I thought Johnny Cash says that well. Well, the Farmer's Almanac, if it's really true that that's what the Farmer's Almanac says in those statements, God gives us the darkness so we can see the stars. That's a point, right? A theme throughout the Bible is this idea of light coming into the world and overpowering the darkness. And in the song's situation, of course, this idea that life sometimes we need to go through hard things to really appreciate the good things, or when the light comes into our life, not specifically only about Jesus, but yeah, you get it. But that theme, like I mentioned, of the Bible, this idea of Jesus as the light of the world coming into the world. And that is one of the things that we celebrate, of course, at Christmas, the one of the primary things in all of the Bible. God would send his son as the light of the world. And that's one of the things that Rick touched on this past week as we started this series, our Christmas series for the year, called Reasons for Hope this Christmas. He walked us through Isaiah chapter 9, where in verse 2, it describes the Israelites in this way. It says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned." A prophecy from Isaiah talking what the Israelite people would soon be seeing as God would send his son. God sends his son, the light of the world, in the midst of a very, very dark time. And so that was reason for hope to those who heard Isaiah's prophecy. It's reason for hope for us today in the midst of darkness that we encounter, that the light of the world comes in our life the same. And then later on, as we go through that passage of Isaiah that Rick looked through in verse 6, it talks about another reason for hope that we have this Christmas. And that is in that famous verse that some of you maybe read at Christmas pageants when you were younger as a child, etc., or will see your grandchildren do maybe this year. It says this, "For to us a child is born. To us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Just those four names, those four descriptions of the Messiah as he comes. A wonderful counselor, a mighty God, an everlasting Father. We look to God the Father there, and the Prince of Peace, his Son. All four more reasons for hope this Christmas. I wonder, what are reasons that you have for hope this Christmas? Well, we hope to share a few more with you on the coming Sundays and in the weeks ahead in these Devos. I just hope that you are taking a moment to enjoy the light of the world, our reason for hope this Christmas. Have a great week. We'll see so many of you Sunday at church, and then for the outreach concert and dinner that Sunday night. See you later.